President of Perspective Debate Society for the School of Engineering. Also, Mohit, who also has been elected as an executive for the DevSoc, and I am Pinaki as the Vice President of the DevSoc Perspective. Today's debate will mainly revolve around women's safety, keeping in mind the recent events, horrible events that have taken place in the last couple of weeks. So we have tried to, we want this discussion to revolve around this, but not necessarily restricted to this. We want the ideas to be flying everywhere. We want you to, go to the root cause of the problem. So we'll explore all of these things in today's debate, and I'm so glad that everyone, some of you have joined for this debate. I'm sure people would be coming in as the debate goes on. So, all right then. Before starting, let me. There's a small activity. I'm sure which all of you will would like to participate in. So, so I'm sharing a link in the chat box, and so go and access this link. This link will ask you a question about the recent event that happened in Hathras, unfortunate, horrible event. So write 3 words about, 3 words on, whatever you feel about that event, how it has shaken you, whatever words that might come to your mind, horrible, angry, disgusting. I want you to put in 3 words there, go to the link and put that in, and we'll see what everyone says. So please go and access this link. Please go and access the link. There's a small questionnaire. All right, then I can see the responses coming in. And so there you go. So everyone has put in some of the feelings that they have in their minds. Obviously, yes, it was barbaric, it was horrible, really. So unacceptable are the words that we are getting in. So this is exactly what everyone is feeling right now, right? So I'm glad that the responses are coming in. So you can see for yourself what your peers are thinking also. Safety at risk, ridiculous, hard to digest. So thank you, everyone. So this was a small activity before we can start our debate. All right, then. Let me hand the debate thing over to Dhirendra, our president, who will be moderating this debate. So Dhirendra, you can take on from here, and the mic is yours.
Thank you, Pinaki. Thank you for the very interesting and informative information about the recent incident that has happened. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you from the team perspective. As all of you are aware, and the Pinaki has rightly discussed and gave you an overview of the recent incidents that has happened in couple of weeks, and we have seen it from years in India. So there are few things. When before we start, I will clarify a few things that has to be kept in mind while any one of the our speaker or any of the representative from the perspective is speaking. He or she will keep these points in mind. First point is that while you are speaking or expressing your view, stay focused to the topic. Please don't deviate from the topic that we are discussing. Okay. Then the second point is that strictly refrain from personal slander, any kind of personal slander, any kind of comment that can harm anybody or that is not acceptable to any community, that can hurt anyone personally. So you have to refrain from that. And when the discussion goes on, like it's kind of we are from the team perspective, and I will suggest everyone, I will request everyone, if anything goes wrong or anybody makes any kind of comment that is not acceptable, please don't take it personally, please don't mind it. And the last request to you will be that you will be given a time bound of 3 to 4 minutes or whatever it may be, depending on the number of participants. So please be brief, be to the point, be comprehensive, and express yourself within the time limit. Okay, these were the general things that we have talked about. Now we are coming to the topic that we are going to discuss today. So the as you have seen on in the posters, as the Pinaki had discussed, and we are already aware that today's discussion is about women's safety. So in today's discussion, our discussion will revolve around a few questions that I'm going to list, and you can add some more aspects if you wish that are relevant. So the first question and the most important question everyone should ask: why do the men rape? The second one is why our society and our system fails to stop this kind of incidents. And the third one is that despite being lots of laws there and the judiciary there, but still why the law and judiciary is unable to mark such a precedent that can be taken as example those who are committing such heinous crime, so that it can't be furthermore. The next question is that we have seen from the government official data and the registered complaint that most of these crime, or particularly the crimes that are being done to women, the women that we are talking about, most of the time we see that they come from a particular marginalized, poor, or most of the cases from Dalit family. So why this kind of trend is in our society, we need to also introspect this. And in 2012, we have the whole country has seen this widespread Nirvaya Khan case, and even after the 8 years, still these kinds of heinous crimes are still happening, and we are still devastated with this recent incident. So why it is this? Why is this kinds of incidents happen? So we will discuss about things, and any other aspect that come to your mind that I have not mentioned can also be included. The sequence of the discussion will be like when we are talking about women. So first of all, we would like to hear from the girls participant over here. Then anyone who wishes to put their point can write their name in the chat box, and I will call you one by one, and we can then take this discussion to further ahead. Thank you everyone. So first of all, from the girls participant, is anyone, yeah, is anyone willing to start first? Mansa, Ritika, Daneshwari. We need to take this discussion further ahead, so please suggest one name so that we can start. Otherwise I will take the participants from the boys section.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
welcome
guys can
Mansa.
hear me, right? Yeah, yeah. Hi. So firstly, I would like to congratulate three of you. So the topic you have chosen, which is like about women safety and stuff. Yeah, it's a really good topic, and things you have mentioned, like we have to discuss about 3 points, that why are rapes happening and why are women being raped and stuff. I would like to just give a very what a sad point that it was around in April. I have seen in newspaper that 83% drop in the domestic violence or rape cases have been, uh, have been observed all over the area. So it was quite good in the beginning of this lockdown that there is very less crime rate in India. But the recent incident which happened in UP, that is really very heart touching. It should not have happened, especially to a Dalit girl. I'm not telling that it should not happen to a Dalit girl. It should not happen to any girl. And the main reason is just because I would say we are all irresponsible. We see. I mean, if you read a newspaper, you find every day at least two or three cases like this, and we just ignore it. And one incident which has been, over and over shown on TVs or in the social media news channels, we are just pointing out this. I think everyone must be responsible every day. Not just protecting their own family, but respecting every girl in the society. That is how people are at least organized in a way. Respecting women should be like being taught from very young age. It should not be like, okay, these are our caste members, or we are the rich or the high class people in the society, and we can just uh, behave in a very cruel way with the other people. First thing I would just tell that just start respecting the woman. After that, you come and talk about the protection or anything else. That is what I think. And I'll put up some other points in the future, but with this I would just like to begin. Just respect women first. You think about the other things later.
Thank you, Mansa. Yeah, your points were very to the point, and we need to introspect. Our society need to introspect, and we need to teach our boys that how to respect in our sisters, our daughters, and not in ours. The other sisters and other daughters should be also respected in the same manner in which you treat yours one. So it's a very valid point and very thoughtful. Your comments were very thoughtful. We thank you from the team perspective. We would like to hear from the next participant. Uh, is there anyone willing to speak right now from the girls section? Anybody who wish to speak and express his views can write their name in the chat box. I will come to you.
Dhirendra, let's cold call someone. Let's cold call Ritika then.
Okay, yeah. Ritika, please go ahead. Yeah. I think she is busy in the class.
I think she is not present.
No, she has a class. I think so. Okay, no problem. Aman, would you like to add some points?
Basically, the
Amanullah Ashad.
problem we have
Yeah, yeah.
currently is that yes. So basically, the problem we have right now is that our society is so highly, I mean, fragmented that we can't even, how do we say it? We can't even, I mean, come together when it comes to having, when it comes to have asking for justice for a thing like this that has happened. Everything has become so highly polarized and politicized that anything that happens, people always point at one another instead of looking at the root cause. Root cause is basically that India is a highly misogynistic society where where consciously or subconsciously we engage in the misogynistic behavior, and it's prevalent in every level from the like एकदम नीचे से लेकर एकदम टॉप तक हर जगह हमें मिसोजिनी मिलेगा सोसाइटी में। और इसका फिक्स तो कोई है नहीं, कोई बेसिक फिक्स है नहीं। अभी मुझे याद है पर्सपेक्टिव्स का एक पुराना डिबेट में हम लोग अग्री ही नहीं, उसमें डिबेट चल रहा था कि वो जो बॉयज लॉकर रूम का जो केस हुआ था दैट वाज नॉर्मल बिहेवियर। कुछ लोग थे हमारे ग्रुप में जो कह रहे थे कि वो बिहेवियर नॉर्मल नॉर्मल है। तो अगर एसओई में ऐसे लोग सोच सकते हैं तो आई डोंट नो आगे जाकर हम कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि बाकी लोग को कि वो इम्प्रूव करें अपना बिहेवियर। हेलो
Jiren bhai, your voice is not coming. Please switch on your mic.
Sorry. Yeah, I was my mic was switched. Thank you, Asad, for your comments. So आपने जो एक पॉइंट, बहुत ही वैलिड पॉइंट उठाया कि मिसोजिनिस्टिक एंड पैट्रियार्कल सोच जो हमारे इंडियन सोसाइटी में प्रिवेल करती है, उसको सबसे पहले एड्रेस करने की जरूरत है। इवन आपने ये एग्जांपल दिया कि हमारे स्कूल लेवल पे और अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज लेवल पे यहाँ तक के लोगों का भी कभी कभी माइंडसेट एंड कुछ थॉट्स होते हैं जो कि कभी क्वाइट अनएक्सेप्टेबल हैं, बट स्टिल चीजों को इस तरीके से लेकर के जाने की जरूरत है। हमने आज ये डिस्कशन भी इसलिए रखा है कि प्रॉब्लम्स जो हैं या जो हमारे समाज में जो चीजें हैं जिन पे बात होनी चाहिए, डिस्कशन होनी चाहिए, वो लोगों को खुद इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करनी है। बातें जब आपस में बात होंगी, फैमिलीज में बात होंगी, सोसाइटल लेवल पे इस पे बात होगा, डिस्कशन होगा, रेलिवेंट टॉपिक्स पे चर्चा होंगी, तब जाकर के ये इशू जो है वो सॉल्व होकर के आ सकता है। आपने 2 पॉइंट्स उठाए, मिसोजिनिस्टिक जो सोच लोगों का है एंड एक और कि पैट्रियार्कल, लोग ऐसे सोचते हैं पितृसत्ता लाइक चीजों को, फीमेल्स है तो उसको एक अलग ट्रीटमेंट देते हैं, बहन है माँ है तो उनको सोचते हैं कि एक रेस्ट्रिक्शंस में रहे हमेशा, जो कि बिल्कुल भी उचित नहीं है। सो हम अगले पार्टिसिपेंट्स को सुनना चाहेंगे एंड वी विल लाइक टू take this discussion ahead. The next participant I would like to hear from Arpit. You are alphabetically in the order. Arpit Yadav, will you like to add some comments?
Actually, some of them have put their names, so I don't have points right now. They can start.
Okay, yeah.
There are some people
Marvin
in the chat
I
box.
see it. First name I can see it, Marvin Prakash. Yeah, Marvin, please go ahead.
Hello everyone. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are loud and clear.
Nice. Yeah, I would add on to the points that Aman mentioned. Like, if you go to the psychological perspective of why someone would rape, like people like any of us, you would ask like any person in JNU, like they would not even think of committing such an activity. Like it won't even come to their mind. So if you need to eliminate some problems from society, you need to eliminate to the psychological level. Like you need to understand that why someone would commit rape. So the first thing that comes to mind is that they don't consider the person in question as a person. They do not consider that they have feelings. They consider them as an object. Like if they don't know their point of view, they haven't heard their point of view because of the conditions, because of the misogynistic conditions, like women are not allowed to speak as such, and they are not treated the same as men. So the simple fix to this problem should be that starting from like very early age, like in the school, in the homes, if people are taught that men and women are equal, they have feelings, children talk to each other, their children learn to respect all human beings, then I think this problem could be solved. Thank you.
थैंक यू मार्विन, थैंक यू। आपने बहुत ही अच्छा पॉइंट उठाया कि इस प्रॉब्लम को साइकोलॉजिकल एंड पर्सनली ऐसा, मतलब ये मिसोजिनिस्टिक सोच या इस टाइप की सोच जो लोगों के अंदर इनकलकेट कर दी जाती है, वो कोई एक इंडिविजुअल पर्सनली उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है। ये बात आपकी सही है। शुरू से ही जब बच्चे की परवरिश होती है तो उस समय से साइकोलॉजिकली लोगों के दिमाग में भर दिया जाता है कि ये भाई है, ये बहन है, भाई के विशेषाधिकार कुछ अलग होंगे, बहन के कुछ अलग होंगे, इस टाइप के। तो हमें इस सोसाइटी को, जो इंडियन सोसाइटी है, उसको फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगनिंग वी नीड टू टीच आवर चिल्ड्रंस, आवर डिसेंडेंट्स दैट both the genders are equal. There should not be any boundary line that this female can do this and men can do this. Female are bound to remain behind this line. So these kind of things need to be addressed, and that's why we are having a debate on this topic, discussion on this topic. Thank you, Marvin. Next name is Suhas Neil. Neil, please.
Hello. I would like to add that rape happens because people think that they can get away with it.
Yeah.
So I think that lack of proper action that police should be carrying out is not there. FIRs are like made like 10 days, 15 days later, and that too after a lot of media intervention. Also, that I think that many people in our country think that women should be made dependent, like they need protection, and in the name of protection, they just start taking away their rights and start restricting their movements, start restricting their thoughts, their options in the for the future, and that restricts them. Like they can lack of mobility goes a long way, you know. That's all. That's
Yeah, thank you, Neil. आपने बहुत ही अच्छा point उठाया. The role of police, our system, the judiciary, that also needs to be questioned. And the thing that you have said, that the kind of mindset that the women are weak and they need protection, and then the male members, they become the self-proclaimed bodyguard and kind of things that are also this kind root causes of this problem. And these problems also leads to the misogynistic, patriarchal, and this mindset, and they are also the reasons of this problem. Okay, we would like to hear from next participant is Aswit. Aswit, please go ahead.
Yeah. Before I start, I just want to ask a simple question.
Yeah.
How many of participants here really had sex education taught in your schooling?
Yeah.
Anyone who had most probably
there are
none.
very few people.
No, not really. Teachers also try to like run away from these topics. This is the basic thing, and because this is not the problem with the teachers. Students, the mischievous students try to bully teachers. So how can a lady teacher or gents teacher can like teach such topics? How can you like think of like a lady teacher teaching such things when a person from behind is teasing a teacher and passing her such like derogatory comment? So how can she will teach? So first, if we want like sex education to be taught in our schools, so we need someone who can handle the class very properly without with such people.
Actually, excuse me, I want to contradict with Mohit's chat. The thing is that it's not the thing with the teachers or the students. The thing is the generation which has passed us also doesn't have any proper kind of sex education, which has lead to this follow-up. Also, हम जब भी एड्रेस कर रहे हैं कि younger generation.
I will remind every member that it's not a debate. If we are just taking everyone's input, so I will come to your take, and you will be given opportunity to express yourself. So I'm coming to the most important thing, that the most important question that Aswit has raised. Are we really taught about the sex education, and why the people, why the teachers and our family members, they try to hide away these questions? They don't teach their children properly about this sex education at proper age, and this question needs to be addressed. And it is very important issue, very important issues to be raised, to be addressed by our government, our education policies, and this needs to be included in our curriculum. And not only included, it has to be assured that every children, every adolescent that goes into this age of adolescence should have knowledge about these things. So addressing this issue can solve a problem up to some extent. So coming to our next participant, who wants to next? Yeah, Badal, आप आ गए हैं, please. Yeah, please go ahead, Badal.
Dhiren bhai, I think Ashwit hasn't completed. He might
Ashwit, you want to complete it? You want to add more point?
Yeah.
Please, sorry.
Just like extensions about the same. Like as far as I know, it's true that none of us had a sex education in our schooling or anything. Like teachers won't even tell. Like even when we comes to 7th or 8th standard, just like when their teachers are going to teach about menstrual cycles, what I have observed is in most of the schools this might have happened. If when they are talking about menstrual cycles, they will send boys out and they taught to girls. This should not happen. That's also there. If I am not right, few
it's there.
of us might have experienced this.
Yeah, we agree,
Yeah,
but it
this
needs
kind of
to be
like
addressed equally.
yeah, like even boys should know what is that and what is the pain they are going through. Boys should be taught about all these things. And like even when the generation above us, they are already had some mindset. So for our generation, the mindset should be changed, and this cannot be happened from the parents, or it cannot happen from there. The change in mindset of a generation can happen from schooling, in the schools and the education system. So I think some changes should be made in education system regarding in this aspect. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashwit. Thank you. Yeah, you have raised a very important issue again, and yeah, Pinaki.
Yeah, Dhirendra, before we can go to Badal next, I think we should go to Harsh. All right. But before that, can we take also the opinion of one of the girls out here? Say, any of the girls who want to speak before Harsh? Yeah.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Am I clear enough? Oh, okay. Hello everyone, I'm Daneshwari, and as the topic goes about the current situation, apart from the societal mentality, the societal taboo, and all the culture that is existing in our society about women, I would like to add another point. The point that comes very less from mind as a society, as an audience. We all see movies, we all see pictures, we all see Hollywood, Bollywood, and everything. So there we can see that women are attached to a term like item song, or the tota, or some words, there kind of. You can see the Bollywood is like trying to what you can say, itemize the women there. So Bollywood has a role to play in the society itself. It's like it's like telling the people, women are this, women have to do this, women are created for this role. If some actions are performed by the woman, then she means this. So somewhere or the other, Bollywood has a major role to play, though they think they're entertaining the people. I'm done.
Yeah, I would like to just talk for a minute that okay, Daneshwari has come up with a very good point. But previously a few boys were mentioning, like not boys, I mean few people were mentioning that education is very much important in school. It must be taught, and during these things like menstrual cycle and reproduction, girls are only being taught, boys are sent out and like that. So let's just skip the part we pretend that in some countries where sex education is taught very well in the schools, there, these kind of domestic violence and rapes don't happen. Maybe, yeah, the rate at which they're happening might be different, but still they happen. So, just, let's not, you know, point out this that, school में sex education is not being taught, or any other thing that, all boys should be told this, should be taught something like this. It's minimum common sense, I would say. If you just look into the society, or if you just look into your own house, would a boy think that, okay, sex education is not taught to me in school, and I would just behave in a very disrespectful way to their own mom or the sister or own friend? See, let's not defend on the point that sex education is not taught. This is mere stupidity. That's it.
My point is like it really. My point is that it can. I am thinking that it can give at least a minimal change. I won't say that it will completely stop these things, but it might affect. Like it might give some change. That's what I am thinking.
All right, thank you, Ashwit. We shall now move on to Harsh. Are you listening?
Yes, definitely I'm listening. Okay. So first of all, I would like to ask, am I audible to all of you?
Yeah, but there is very nice from your side. Yeah.
Is there still any mic issue from my side? Please anyone reply.
You are now clearer, but still noise are there. Yeah, you can go ahead. Please go ahead.
तो ना अपने मतलब जोन से मतलब एड्रेस करना चाहूंगा सिचुएशन को। तो जो वुमेन के मतलब जो प्रॉब्लम की मतलब इश्यू है ना, जब मैं 7th क्लास में था इन 2012, मतलब सबसे जो 2012 में निर्भया केस हुआ था, उस टाइम पे मतलब मैं थोड़ा सा मतलब हिल गया था कि ऐसे कैसे हो सकता था। ठीक है, तो मतलब हम लोगों ने भी कैंडल मार्च में पार्टिसिपेट किया। निर्भया का केस सबसे क्लोज है, मतलब अगर मैं उसको देखूंगा फॉलोअप में मेरे हर्ट के, मैं वुमेन के प्रति मतलब जितनी भी मेरी सेंसिटिविटी है उसके रिगार्डिंग, तो सबसे पहले जो मैं एड्रेस करना चाहूंगा कि कैसे इस चीज को वो किया जा सकता है। तो हमें वो लोग चाहिए जो ज्यादा टारगेट ऑडियंस, मतलब ऑडियंस को टारगेट कर सकते हैं। तो उसमें रोल मतलब उसमें जो लोग इम्पोर्टेंट हैं।
या प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
सॉरी, ओके, तो उसमें जो लोग मतलब मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं वो हमारे रिलीजियस लीडर्स होते हैं। ठीक है, सेलिब्रिटीज होते हैं। अगर मतलब एक मैसेज प्रॉपरली यंगर जनरेशन में जाए, और उस जनरेशन में ये तबका वो वाला तबका नहीं है जो भी मतलब डेवलप होके आ रहा है स्टूडेंट, ये स्टूडेंट होते हैं जनरली जो मतलब क्या बोलते हैं वुमेन के खिलाफ खिलाने जाते हैं। मतलब जैसे हम अभी क्योंकि हम हाथरस मतलब
Yeah, see,
well, it appears like
your
Harsh,
voice is
yeah.
breaking and you are not clearly audible. Yeah, he has some connectivity.
All right, then.
So yeah,
Okay,
who is the next one in the queue, please?
Well, Dhirendra will go to Badal then.
Badal, please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Okay,
Siddharth Sagar, Siddharth Sagar, please.
Okay.
Let's go to Badal, then we'll go to Siddharth. No problem.
Okay. So basically, as till the discussion is going on, we can see the points are raising like the misogyny and the society is misogynist and the lack of sex education and all these things, like and these things affect, yeah, these things can compel someone to rape anyone, but focusing on the recent issue is like Hathras is something not different, but it involves issue which revolves around some different issues, different topics also. But let me cover first topics like misogyny and all these things. Like as many people stated, like there are not there are kinds of rape like marital rapes too. है ना? So these things where, as Mansa stated, is sex education is that not that much important. But what sex education can teach us is the main thing is consent. What is the important of consent of an individual is like one should keep in mind. Okay, it's not bad to have what I say urge to get laid or to have sex, but what should be respected is the consent of the other one which with whom you want to get laid or have sex. So this is the thing which is lacking in the Indian society, and which is also get what I say accelerated by the misogynist thinking of the people, that it will not affect the mentality or the what I say mentality of the girl. And coming to the judiciary and all these points, okay, we can come up with a law, what I say, a strict law against rape, but we can see that a recent video of DGP convincing or manipulating the relatives of the recent Hathras crime to change their statement against the culprit. So what if these what will the law will do if such things will happen on the ground zero level? Like the main problems are like these things where this thinking comes from. And coming to the recent Hathras, it is like, yeah, it involves a bit of what I say misogynist thinking, but it was also based, I would say, on the caste division in Indian society. Like we can see, if we can read the case out, there was a dispute going on between the two people. Of so to just establish themselves that they are more this higher standard in the society, and they have the impunity to get away after doing this crime, has led to this incident, I would say, in this recent incident. So this is what short and simple I would like to add here.
थैंक यू बादल, थैंक यू। आपने बड़े अच्छे से समझाया कि कैसे सिस्टम कभी कभी, और इनफैक्ट स्ट्रिक्ट लॉ होने के बावजूद भी सिस्टम्स में इस तरह के लूप होल्स है। लाइक कास्ट सिस्टम है, अब पार्टिकुलर कास्ट के लोग अगर पावर में हैं, देन दे थिंक दैट दे कैन गेट अवे, बट व्हाट एवर दे डू। सो ये प्रॉब्लम हमें डिस्कस ये भी एड्रेस करने की जरूरत है। और नेक्स्ट आई वुड like to go to Suhasini. Suhas, you wanna add something? Yeah, please go ahead.
Dhirendra, we can first go to Siddharth. He has been waiting.
Yeah,
for some time
Siddharth
now.
Sagar.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Okay, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, as Badal Bhaiya said about the consent and everything, I think it's more related to the upbringing of boys, that how consent is important and etc. etc. Well, I would like to add that upbringing of girls is also very important, but listen to me very carefully here because I might get misunderstood. So I want to say that girls should not be taught that they are weak and they are anything less than boys, because if they are going to teach girls that, then they are going to be an easier target for bad people. If we teach our girls that they are equally strong and equally responsible for everything that is going on in the world, we will create a better society and a better world for the girls that are that we have to come for future generations. That is all I would like to say, that upbringing of girls is also very important when it comes to crimes against them, because we cannot justify crime because you are weak. And coming to the mentality of boys, we shouldn't teach them that they can escape with crimes, because many people have that attitude कि पुलिस तो अपने जेब में है and etc etc. So we shouldn't teach these things to boys also, because then only they will indulge in crime and everything. So that was my point, that upbringing of girls is also very important.
Yeah. I agree with you, and in fact, we all agree with you, Siddharth. The women empowerment, that girls should also be taught some physical training, and their upbringing should also be like that. That they should never assume themselves anywhere weaker than the boys. So that's a very important aspect, and that you have addressed very well. We would like to go to our next participant. Yeah, please.
Hello.
Hmm.
I would like to point out that in India, because of various reasons, the cases that surface are only a fraction of what actually happens. So, if like 100 rapes actually take place, only like 5 or 6 would get reported. That's maybe a hyperbole, but like 10 or 15. And if you compare the numbers, statistics of like USA and India, in India, around 1,000 cases per year, and for USA, about 93,000 rape cases were reported. So, apart from this, there's also this fact that even though so few cases are being reported, the conviction rate for India is still quite low. So I think all these point to some problem in our executive. That's all.
थैंक यू नील, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से इस इशू को उठाया. As we have discussed that our debate will be only limited to prospective participant, but still we still some space left, and we are only 20 people, and many of us have expressed their views. So next on the queue is Sanoj Bhaiya. He is a PhD scholar from CSSP, and he want to point out some points. So I would like to give him some opportunity for a few minutes. Bhaiya, please go ahead.
Hi, Sanoj. Yeah. मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, मैं इसको पहले मैं इसको रिसेंट वन से जोड़ के देखना चाहता हूँ, उसके बाद इसको कलेक्टिवली हम देखना चाहते हैं कि जो रिसेंट वन जो इंसिडेंट हुआ है उसको उसके अंदर हम अगर देखें तो उसमें सिर्फ सोशल, पॉलिटिकल और इकोनॉमिक के अगर पॉइंट व्यू से हम उसको देखें तो वहाँ पे उन चीज़ों को भी हमको उसमें देखना पड़ेगा, और वो चीज़ें और ज़्यादा मीन्स उस चीज़ को और ज़्यादा सब्सटेंशिएट कर देता है जब उनके साथ, क्योंकि जो वीकर है उसको ज़्यादा मीन्स उसको ज़्यादा एक्सप्लोर किया जाता है. तो यहाँ पे मतलब जब वो लड़की के साथ ये सब हुआ उसके बाद भी मतलब जो वहाँ का जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है और वो इवन अभी भी वो सब कर रहा है. तो यहाँ पे मतलब एक ये कि मतलब जो सोशल लेवल पे जो हम देखते हैं जो इनइक्वलिटी है, तो वो एक मेजर रोल है. साथ में हम यहाँ पे देखें उसके बाद अगर हम देखें कि जो 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 इंडिया के अंदर जो केसेस रिपोर्ट होते हैं वो बहुत ही कम है. अगर हम जाके देखें इंडस्ट्री के अंदर, तो इंडस्ट्री के अंदर भी इवन बहुत सारी वुमेन्स का एक्सप्लॉयटेशन होता है, बट दे आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन दोज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और दोज इंडस्ट्रीज, सो दे कांट रेज देयर वॉइस देयर बिकॉज उनका ब्रेड और बटर का भी बात होता है. तो इंडस्ट्रीज के अंदर भी है. जैसे मैं दिल्ली एनसीआर से आता हूँ तो मेरे यहाँ पे बहुत इंडस्ट्रीज हैं और बहुत सारे लोग जो यूपी, बिहार, बंगाल उधर से लोग यहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग माइग्रेटेड होकर आए हुए हैं. तो मतलब उनका कभी आवाज़ नहीं उठता है. तो उनके साथ भी ये सब चीज़ें हैं, लेकिन कभी भी आपने इवन सिंगल भी ऐसा वॉइस नहीं उठा हुआ. एक सिंगल ऐसा एक केस आया था अभी लास्ट ईयर मानेसर के अंदर, जब वीमेंस के जेनेटेलिया के अंदर इवन स्टोन्स और समथिंग इस तरह का भी मतलब इतना ब्रूटलिटी उसके साथ उन लोगों ने किया था. तो यहाँ पे हमको इसको सिर्फ जो रिसेंट केस है वो एक बहुत ही बैरबरिक था, लेकिन उसके साथ हमको इसको कलेक्टिवली भी देखना पड़ेगा कि इसमें इसके पीछे जो रूट कोज है उसमें सोशल भी है, पॉलिटिकल भी है, इकोनॉमिक भी है. तो हमको इसको तीन उससे, जैसे मैंने इकोनॉमिक वाला दिखाया कि हमको वीमेंस को और जो इनइक्वलिटी है, तो इनइक्वलिटी में जो दलित वीमेंस हैं दे आर एट द लोवेस्ट ऑफ द पेडेस्टल ऑफ दिस हियरार्की. तो दे आर एट द रिसीविंग एंड ऑफ दिस सच ब्रूटलिटी. तो हमको इसको देखना पड़ेगा. अगर हम सोशल उस पर देखें तो इसको जो जो डिफरेंट तरह का जो लेयर जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है अभी को जब जो जो सोसाइटी के अंदर जो 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 लोगों के अंदर जो एक इनइक्वलिटी है या उस तरह से हम इसको देख सकते हैं। और पॉलिटिकली भी यहाँ पे अगर हाथरस के केस में देखें तो उन लोगों को कहीं ना कहीं उनको ऐसा लगता होगा कि हाँ वी कैन इजीली, जैसे पहले भी ये पॉइंट्स को उठाया है कि हम इजीली इससे बच के निकल जाएंगे, इसलिए सब हो गया है। तो मेरे कुछ
थैंक यू भैया, आपने बड़ा ही इम्पोर्टेंट इशू उठाया है या आपने बताया कि कैसे सोशली पॉलिटिकल that has been addressed already. We will include that point also. इक्वालिटी, जो सोशल इनइक्वालिटी है, इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटी है, एंड जो इस तरह की चीजें कई बार केसेस होता है क्या कि लोगों के पास कुछ मजबूरियां होती है। आपने बताया कि ब्रेड एंड बटर का सवाल होता है, तो कई सारे केसेस अनरजिस्टर्ड चले जाते हैं। तो इन सब का यही सोल्यूशन है कि हमें एम्पावरमेंट की जरूरत है। लोग इकोनॉमिकली, सोशली एंड एज वेल एज मेंटली, फिजिकली एम्पावर्ड होंगे तो इस तरह की केसेस सॉल्व की जा सकती है। आपने बताया पॉलिटिकली, तो हाँ कई बार मुद्दे पॉलिटिसाइज हो जाते हैं, उसके बाद चीजों को जोड़ करके पॉलिटिकली जोड़ करके नैरेटिव बनने लग जाता है, and then it comes to like which party is ruling in that particular state, and this comes into the play, and लोगों को जो पीड़िता होती है या जो पीड़ित होते हैं उनको जस्टिस इंश्योर नहीं होता है। तो ये सब चीजें भी एड्रेस करने की जरूरत है। नेक्स्ट इन द क्यू इज Mohit Kuslani. Yeah, Mohit, please add your points.
Dhirendra, before Mohit goes, we can go to Ritika now. She has been waiting for some time. So let's go to Ritika and hear from her. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Rit.
Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the three cores to have this debate. And the points that I would like to make is even in the chat we can see that Pratibha Begarji have made it 2 points in which she has included a compulsory education for everybody, and especially for girls, the self-defense education. Yes, I think education is necessary, and in some way the proper education, let it be sex education or defense education to girls, it would help. But it is not we can't say that it is a 100% solution. Why? Because if you will look into the matter, you will find that in Lucknow there was a 4-month-old baby that was raped, and in Delhi in September a 86-year-old woman was raped. So what can a 4-month baby girl do? What we can teach to her? What should she do? So after this education point of view, which is really very important, I consider there is something which we also need to think about is law and the judiciary system that we are actually having now. Because education can work, can benefit the country to lower down the number of such cases. But after an extent, when it comes, the situation comes about a 4-month-old girl or 86-year-old woman, then you have to think that there is some problem with our law and even with our judiciary system that is to be removed. The law that we have currently having is very simple for all the accused or maybe the criminals to get rid of the police and get rid of the jail and just roam around in the society as if they had nothing. And we all know what the victim goes through. So what I feel is, after all these reforms in education, there is a must need of a change in the law and order. It should be made very, very strict. It should not be like that even on false allegations somebody is being punished. That is also a very important concern, that false allegations that sometimes girls make should not be taken as that the accused is the criminal. So I think that a very good law, judiciary system and a police system will help us more. Thanks.
थैंक यू रितिका, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से बताया। आपने अपना पॉइंट्स काफी क्लियर वे में रखा कि हाँ, हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट की, एजुकेशन की, कई तरह की चीजें की, लेकिन समाज में कुछ ऐसे भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, जैसे कि आपने बताया कि इन्फेंट जो बच्ची है उनके साथ गलत हो जा रहा है, जो ओल्ड एज दादी उम्र की है उनके साथ कुछ ऐसा गलत हो जा रहा है। तो लोगों की एक मेंटेलिटी है एंड ये मेंटेलिटी हमारी जुडिशियरी और हमारा जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है वो एक स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन के द्वारा एक ऐसा प्रेसिडेंट इस तरह के जब ये जघन्य अपराध जब समाज में होते हैं तो इसके फलस्वरूप कुछ ऐसे कठोर कार्रवाई लेकर के दोषियों को फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में जल्दी से जल्दी सजा हो, इस तरह का चीज जब हम एग्जाम्पल सेट करेंगे सोसाइटी में, देन जो भी ये क्राइम करने से पहले 10 बार सोचेगा। और ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट इशू था, आपने बताया हमारे जुडिशियरी एंड द लॉज आल्सो नीड्स टू बी रिफॉर्म्ड। Okay, I will come to the next participant. Thank you, Ritika. Thank you for your very clear comments here. Akansha is also in the queue. Before Mohit, I would like to invite Akansha. Akansha, please go ahead.
Okay. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So this is a very nice topic as on this recent incident, women's safety. Okay. So as these things is affected mainly due to the attitude of a person towards a different gender. So we must focus on the points which can affect its attitude. It may be due to the mindset which that person have, and we can change the values. Like if we have very nice value system, we can overcome such kind of problems. Just I would like to give an example. Like in India, the people are not consuming beef burgers because the mentality of Indian peoples are, because of our value system, we are not going to eat beef. If our mentality is very nice that towards the other gender and other peoples, so we can overcome this such kind of problems. So that's all I want to say.
थैंक यू आकांक्षा, थैंक यू। आपने बताया कि हाँ माइंडसेट एंड लोगों की जो मेंटालिटी है और जो वैल्यू सिस्टम है, एक्चुअली ये चीजें जो हमें इक्वालिटी की बात, ये हमारे वैल्यूज में हैं, हमारे जो इंडियन सोसाइटी के वैल्यूज में है, लेकिन विद टाइम इट सीम्स दैट दिस वैल्यूज आर फेडिंग अवे एंड वी नीड टू रीगेन दिस वैल्यूज टू आवर यंगस्टर्स, आवर एल्डर्स। एंड थैंक यू आकांक्षा फॉर योर very important comment. Yeah, next in the queue is Haris. Yeah, Haris has also few points. Haris, please go ahead.
Okay, so hi. I have few points. They are actually vague points. I mean, they are not in sequence. So I'll just start with the number of women in this discussion. Right. We are 21 in total, and 15 or 17 of them are men. I mean, we are discussing women's safety, and so what can I say? So few women are there, and yeah, that was my first point. And the second was I was watching this interview of Dalit activist, I mean Dalit feminist activist of by Faye D'Souza, and she said, Faye asked her that what she want to say to Savarna feminist. So she said, "Shut the fuck up and pass the mic." And that's something stick to me. Like we never listen to oppressed people. We always tend to create or solve the problem, that we never listen to what problem is. So my second point is listen to people who are really oppressed. Third point is that women are generally looked at as a property to be violated. In Hathras case, we have seen that 4 upper caste men raped her and then almost killed her, and after 8 or 10 days she died. Of course she will. So that was not because the 4 upper caste men were sexually aroused and they want to fulfill their sexual wish, but that was because of they want to assert their power over them. That casteism is can be a different point altogether, but we need to see the power dynamics in every situation. Like a Savarna feminist will not talk about the Dalit caste of Hathras case. maybe, I mean, you must have seen or
Yeah, not
read
not
articles.
all at all. Yeah, there are some people
Huh,
that talk
huh.
about it. Yeah.
Most of them are saying a caste does not play any role. Like, I mean, they never listen to what Dalit feminists or Dalit people have to say about it, and they just entitle themselves as the messiah of them, and they say ki matlab caste does not exist and all things, casteless upper caste people. So I have one more point, that justice system and police force, this point, about this point, I mean, there are so few females and what can I say, women in justice system, right? So if uh, what can I say, a man is going to judge a rape case, or I mean anything related to sexual violence or anything, so he will have certain biases. uh, we can call it patriarchal biases, but I mean, he will have certain biases. And if you have read about the EMP High Court judgment, I guess the court said that tie him a rakhi, and the court gave the perpetrator bail on the basis of he tied what she tied her rakhi, and gave something 10,000 or
Sometimes they
something.
say that they marry the girl. Yeah, we
Ha,
agree with
and the
you.
the Khag Panchayat, that was, I mean, marrying was little outdated, not so, but yeah, that fortunately we have came forward of it, I guess, a little, not so much. So, so another point was continuous conviction. We have seen, I mean, you must have seen data about it, that only 2% of perpetrators, in case of if Dalit women is raped, only 2% of them are, I mean, convicted. And in all women data is 25% or something. The point has been made already that men know that after rape they can get away with it. That's something we should focus on, that continuous conviction. And next is feminism. And feminism, I mean, we need to talk and learn about feminism. क्योंकि this issue is like we are failing half of our population in I mean in total, or I mean in words, what can I say, worst case, or in India's case, we have failed half or more of more than half of population. I mean, take LGBTQ for example, or I mean LGBTQ and females, and yeah. So autonomy, the what can I say, the female autonomy is something we should focus on, and then again listen to them. uh, the value system we were talking about, you must have seen that post that said something like someone has taught us to hold a candle, or otherwise we have what Lanka jala di thi, aise kuch tha wo. So in that post also, the main, the Ravana or Rama, whoever you want to refer, uh, they looked at Sita as a property, right? I mean, not Sita. I don't remember actually. Okay, sorry about that. So, I mean, they are defending, and they are what making it an issue of their own. Uh, if you have heard,
Hello, sorry for what you call disturbing you, but मैं एक चीज बताना चाहता हूँ कि in that case means law, goddess Sita was not considered as a property but as a dignity. Okay.
okay, whatever it is, the dignity or property, whatever you want to call it, but it was attached to male ego or man's ego, right? The autonomy of Sita, or I mean, I don't want to get into it because first thing, I don't know about it, and second, I don't know. Okay. Fine. So the point is that women are considered as something attached to men's ego, or what can I say, men's dignity, right? But they haven't seen as a person, as a independent person than a man, a brother, what can I say, a brother, a father, and a husband. The value systems needs to be updated. That's what my point was. And next was sorry.
Okay, Harish.
So
Okay,
what?
I think we can go to the next participant. So sorry to cut you short. There are so
Just
many waiting in the queue.
just one point.
Go on.
Hello. Yeah. So I was watching this Konkana Singh Sharma's interview, and she said that I don't know everything answer. I mean, I don't know what to tell my son, but I make him aware of things around him. Like
Yeah, Harish,
there
you
was
have
okay.
pointed out a
Sorry.
very important.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, then thank you, Harish, so much. So I can see a lot of us have not spoken yet. Manali is one of them. Kashish has also joined, and I can also see Arpit and Anshul also. Ankit, you are in the queue. So let us go to Ankit then. I think we all are very eager to listen to what he has to say. So Ankit, can you unmute yourself and
I don't actually have much to say because I just joined, but just to point out something that I thought was a bit askew in the previous presentation. Just give me a second. इस रूम में कोई है क्या? बाहर चल रहा हूँ, ठीक है. Yeah. Just 1 second, यार. Paresh, I'm speaking here, ठीक है? Shut the fuck up. So just something that I found was a bit askew because when the entire argument was being made for how women are not treated as independent beings in and of itself, and their identities are just extensions of are currently the extensions of like whatever male is their husband or their father. But the point is that you sort of have to define what system in which you're making that criticism. So if you're saying that this is what's happening culturally, well, it's obviously not happening legally, right? So women and men are guaranteed equal rights under the Constitution, but it's not enforced, and obviously the justice system fails quite miserably in treating them equally. But it wasn't quite obvious to me in what context we are saying that women are not the same as men. And the other thing that I'd like to point out, as far as the connections with the religious analogies goes, I find it quite difficult to say what exactly is wrong with what's unique with India that is religious as far as feminism goes. It doesn't seem to me that Hinduism is like a particularly gender oppressive religion because we have so many goddesses. We just by design, it's quite a plural religion, right? So there are hundreds and thousands of gods and goddesses, and there is a space for plurality. It's not obviously it's not practiced as such in the current institutions, but I wasn't very convinced as to that notion. But other than that, I don't actually have. I just think that we should probably be organizing the debate so that we can talk about both things. We talk about what the legal system's missing and what's going on culturally or socially. It's a bad idea to conflate the two because then there's a bit of confusion as to what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think I don't really have anything to point out at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you for your valuable time and
thank you,
comments.
Ankit, so much. Dhirendra, now we can go to Anshul then. He has also been waiting for some time.
Anshul, please go ahead.
I would like to just add on to that the legal part of all this. We need stronger, faster judicial system. Because when someone is assaulted, if they don't get justice, they are tarnished for life. But if they get justice, maybe some other one can be saved. If through this also awareness can be spread. And I have one incident I like to share. You can hear me?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Last year, my cousin sister came to Delhi. I, as a good brother, used to pick up her from the hostel and all. She came from a small city. like Bhilai for myself. So like she asked me one day that why you are doing all this. Like I and like I said like because like you would be safer this way. But like then she asked me that if I roam around here and there like in the streets, will I get raped? Like that point I didn't had any answer because like it's not that I don't want a woman to go around and like be like uh, adjusted in certain spaces. I want them to be free, but like just that I don't have the trust in a judicial and the government that it will be able to protect her. And I think that we should like really focus on also on the legal part of all this, that the judiciary and the laws should be made stronger. Like most of the time the victim doesn't even get justice. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Ansul. Yeah, this issue needs to be addressed, and our judiciary and our system needs to reassure the faith in people so that we don't get away with the fact that we are the only one who can protect our daughters and sisters, and it's our responsibility. The laws, the judiciary should be there, the system should be there that we can trust, and we can let our daughters, let our sisters, and everyone enjoy the life they want. And that it's not that we are no one to restrict them, but sometimes it is seen that we care for them, and this kind of mindset comes into the play, but it's not fair at all. But I say that our system and our judiciary, our laws should be there to protect her rights and her freedom. Thank you, Ansul. Our next participant is Kashish. Will you like to add some point?
No, I don't want to add some point, but I just want to say one thing. The thing you are advocating, that the mindset, yeah, I completely agree with this thing. You know what? The day these males of our society, I'm not pointing out anyone, but the day they start accepting their women being equal to them, or even if she is more successful than her husband or what somewhat, if this thing doesn't bother them anymore, then I would say that it would be the beginning of real feminism. Because the all things come to a certain point when your women is more successful than you. There are certain things that hurt your ego, and somewhat this is very prominent in our Indian society. So this thing should also be looked upon while advocating for this feminism and all.
थैंक यू कशिश. मनाली, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? आपके पास कुछ पॉइंट्स हो तो आप बोल सकते हैं.
I am audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Then first of all, my point is justice system is fast and strict. First point. अगर इसको फास्ट नहीं हुआ, ये स्ट्रिक्ट नहीं हुआ, तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता है. और दूसरा पॉइंट, जैसा कि बोल रहे हैं कि दलित है वगैरह, तो बस जरूरी नहीं है दलित के साथ भी, ही लड़की के साथ हो सकता है, ये किसी भी लड़की के साथ हो सकता है. एज आई गर्ल, एज आई फील, जैसा कि जो भी लड़की फील करती है वो किसी भी एरिया में जाएगी जिसमें वो अनसेफ करेगी, मतलब वो कोई भी लड़की हो सकती है. मेन पॉइंट इज मेन पॉइंट इज justice system fast and strong. Okay, thank you.
आपकी बात से सहमत है. कोई भी हो, किसी भी कम्युनिटी से हो, रूरल हो, अर्बन हो, सबके लिए ये इशू इम्पोर्टेंट है, और इसलिए हम लोग इसे डिस्कस भी कर रहे हैं. समाज में इसे उसी तरह से देखा जाना चाहिए जैसा कि आपका कहना है, एंड वी एग्री विथ योर पॉइंट्स. नेक्स्ट पार्टिसिपेंट हु इज लेफ्ट नाउ, प्रतिभा जी, इज योर माइक राइट नाउ? वुड यू लाइक टू ऐड सम पॉइंट? If not, then it's okay, no problem. Who one is left? Please tell me. Yeah, Mansa had to add some points. Mansa, will you add some points?
Yeah. Earlier in this discussion, I think someone has mentioned that all the cases are not being they're not being reported. And you find this in the industries also, that for bread and all, that is quite, they don't get that to the notice. So I think that is really very inappropriate. Firstly, we should not disrespect or insult a victim by using these kind of words. Like it's industry is not a brothel where, like, for bread and this stuff, they are just quiet. Just don't use such words and insult a woman. It is really, even empathy in men cannot, like, even to the slightest, it cannot you people cannot understand what women are facing in the society right now. So it is really unsafe. I mean, earlier, I think Anshul has mentioned that he was kind of protective to his own sister. In the same way, every parent is. So if something goes wrong, it's like it's really very unlucky, and they're just devastated after that incident. So you have no idea. In fact, I would just tell that many women, like many men out there, they don't even have the right to at least talk about this women's safety and stuff like that, because some or the other point, and earlier some other person has also mentioned about this locker room case, which happened a few months ago, and everyone right now has just forgotten what has happened. That is like, okay, it's now past, and now today's the 3-4 days back incident is in the spotlight, and we should discuss about it. So it's like, don't be a hypocrite in the society, talking about very new things and insulting the women by using such words, or saying they are weak, uh, or any other stuff like that. I mean, I would not get into the details. I think you all can understand what I'm just trying to say. That is.
Thank you so much, Mansa. Sanoj Bhaiya has added one more point in the comment section, that there should be a national helpline for women. Yeah, that is already there, but it doesn't may be helpful. It may not be helpful all the time, but this needs to be more active and more helpful. Ankit has also marked some point. Hinduism may be gender oppressive in practice, but it's gender oppressive epistemologically. Yeah, we agree with you, Ankit.
It isn't. It isn't. My point was, it isn't.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Who is next in the queue? Anyone who wants to add some more point?
Yeah, Dhiren bhai, can I now speak?
Yeah. Sure, Mohit. Yeah, please.
So basically, I want to point out some facts. India recorded an average 87 rape cases every day in 2019. So it was around 4,05,861 cases of crime against women. So the main thing which I want to address is that it was 7% more than 2018. So we should look upon the percentage increment. So why it is increasing? So not only we should stop, it is not decreasing. The main issue is it is not decreasing, it is not stopping, but it is increasing at rate also. Like the number of cases which were previous year and now it is increasing with a very great percentage. Like 7% is a huge percent if we talk about things like that. And one more thing which I wanted to address, someone said like if education can be something which can help in this thing, but I want to add, like, tell something. There was an incident in Bhopal where a DGP rank officer subjected his wife to a brutal physical torture, and he was caught in a camera. So how can we expect security from someone, or from those who are egoed with themselves, like they oppress their family members and their wives, or maybe their daughters? So how can we expect like safety from there? And one more thing I want to add on is, it is the mindset that needs to be changed. Like the patriarchal thinking that is set so deep in the people's minds for years, it need to change from the very base. Like from very school days only, we have to change the mindset, the upbringing of the boys and girls. Matlab, they shouldn't be teased like they are different. Like they should be taught like they both are same in a kind. not physically, but they are same in a value or in a like respect manner. And like we have seen, if a boy cries in public, it is seen like a crime for him, not a emotional thing. It is seen as a crime. So these things plays major role, I think. The things we have like uh, we have created ourselves, like men's can't do this and women's can't do this. These are the things that need to be addressed. And about the rape thing, like we don't are very active in talking about sex. Like whenever we talk about sex, we like hide ourselves, we don't want to reveal it. As one said, like I don't remember his name, but he was a prominent member in our country. So he said like sex is something which is requirement for anyone. It's not like something which is for pleasure, it is something which is a need of a body. So it is shouldn't be think of a pleasure. So if we think of a pleasure, it will, the rape cases will increase. And in our country we have seen that we don't talk about sex, we hide about it. And anything related to it, maybe it any biological process or anything else, we try to hide things from any, like we don't talk openly to anyone. Okay, that's the thing I wanted to address.
Thank you.
Can I just can I jump in here for a second? Is there anybody who would like to speak who hasn't gotten a chance?
Okay, Tiwari, yeah, Ankit, yeah, please continue.
So this is a very interesting point, I think, the idea of sex as necessity. There's a very interesting debate between the schools of existentialists and school of determinists, and the argument is like, for example, can animals be raped, right? So if a dog is having sex with a bitch, can there be a set of conditions that can be, first of all, consensus is a thing that we don't know if it exists as a conscious activity in animals or not, but we know that it does in human beings. And so as far as we know, I think chimpanzees and maybe chimpanzees and orangutans and humans are the only mammals that have a mechanism that shows consent. And all other animals, I think, as far as the current evidence goes, rape is not a construction. What's interesting about this is that there are actually studies that show just levels of sexual repression in society and freedom and rape statistics, and there's just unbelievable clarity in the evidence that we have that any society that is sexually free has just massive has a massive edge over any society that's oppressive. And I think this is intuitively very clear, but just to make some examples, Iran and Saudi Arabia are probably one of the worst nations to be in. Actually, India is also probably one of the worst nations to be in, but not in terms of like violent sexual assaults. It's definitely one of the most unsafe countries as what polling data shows. But the most violent countries are the most sexually oppressive countries, where sex is thought of as something as like a protective bond, and we have to, sort of not talk about it in society, regress it, pretend like it doesn't exist, and that's supposed to sort of make people not lustful, right? So if I'm the argument, everybody knows the argument. The argument is that like if I'm seeing models in movies, then I desire them, and desire is the root source of the enemy. But the debate around whether desire is the root source of is the cause of rape is just completely settled, and I think that should be reiterated again and again. I think Ritika wants to make a point now, but just one last thing that I wanted to add. What was that? The other, I think what's interesting is we're talking about male ego and we're talking about male, patriarchy, but it's not like India is a unique country as far as those goes. So every country has male ego, and every country has male repercussion, but some sort of patriarchy working. I think the most it's incredibly. We could agree that the culture needs to change and boys need to be re-educated differently and all of those things. But all of those things are incredibly intangible, and we don't know how to do that, right? So we could say that we need to change our boys. We need to change the basic education in primary schools, but there is no mechanism that we know of that really works very well in India, and things have been tried. And I think justice system reform could only be it seems to be the only silver lining that we have, and it does. Maybe we could have another debate about whether the cultural argument and the legal argument, what are the ups and downs. But Ritika, I think Ritika is next.
Thank you, Ankit. And okay, before Ritika speaks, can I just request everyone to please switch on their cams so that I can take a screenshot to be put on our social media pages? Yeah, everyone who can possibly switch on their.
Yeah, we have to end this discussion by 4:30, so please be very quick. And everyone is requested. Yeah, so please switch on your cameras. Yes.
Just
Ritika, please go ahead.
Ritika speaks.
Okay, so as like we have seen many different points, बहुत सारे के points देखे. दो major चीजें जो मुझे लगता है that I observed today is there are I think two ways to approach this problem. Like in technical terms, we sometimes say a top-down approach and a bottom-up approach. So when we talk about women's safety, what is the top-down approach and what is bottom approach? The bottom-up approach is when we talk about the fundamental education system and to change the system from the very root cause, like from the very basic thing that we teach to young children, boys and girls in UKG, LKG, first class, second class, and changing their mentality from that stage. So that is, I think, the bottom-up solution, which is going to be much more effective, because that will actually change how people think. And what is top-down approach is, you can't, the bottom approach is like it's effective, but it can't change the things in years, in 1 year, in 2 years. It would take time. So we can also refer to the top-down approach, where we can have some technology-based safety measures that people are developing. And this will give liberty to women in some kind, like we have heard about some pepper sprays and these kind of things. But this will give liberty to women, but that kind of liberty, we will call it as a negative liberty. That what kind of liberty is it when you have to move around, and you have to move around with a, you can say a pepper spray or something like that. So these are the two approaches that I feel are there. And for instant solutions, like if we want to reduce the number of cases in country in upcoming years, then we have to focus more on the top-down approach and also reforming the laws as soon as possible. But alternately, like after some time, after an extent, this top-down approach will not work, as I mentioned the case of infants. So we should also start working on the bottom approach by different organizations and the fundamental education that we get. Also, there are many organizations like Pinjra Tod and everything that they are working in this field. So I would just like to make the point that apart from top-down approach, the work in that way, where the basic education system should be changed, and we should like दुर्घटना से देर भली और जब जागो तभी सवेरा. अगर आज से भी शुरुआत हो तो हो सकता है 10 या 15 सालों में हम अब अपने कंट्री को इससे पूरी तरीके से हम इस चीज से निकल पाएंगे. That all I wanted to say.
All right, then. Thank you, Ritika, so much. Thank you, everyone who has joined for this first discussion. And I welcome again all the newly elected President Dhirendra. And I thank everyone who has joined in for this debate discussion tonight. Wishing everyone a very happy Gandhi Jayanti. And holidays such as this are very rare to come right now because we are having online classes, so probably 1 or 2 national holidays will certainly help. Apart from that, Dhirendra, you want to just conclude now so that we can set everyone free? Yeah.
It was really a very constructive discussion, and the purpose has been that we expected from the discussion was fulfilled. Hoping for everyone, and we will try to bring some more discussions on this issue, these topics that are relevant in our society and our discussion. and we will come up with some wonderful debates and discussions ahead. And as you have mentioned that there will be some points based discussion, so of every month or 40-50 days we will come up with a debater of the month like things, and we will try to give some award, kind of a small award that is possible within the limits of perspective. And so I request everyone to be an active participant, and your participation is much appreciated. आपने आज का कार्यक्रम सक्सेसफुल बनाया, इसलिए सब लोगों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you everyone for your precious time, your suggestions, your opinions. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for conducting this debate.
And congratulations for 100 points. Yeah.
Thank you.
The most.
Abhay Aman.